we head across the ditch now for our next A-League Women's season preview to the Wellington Phoenix, still the only New Zealand representative in the competition, with Auckland FC's entry into the league delayed until the 2027-28 A-League Women's season. They will be coached by Bev Priestman, who replaces Paul Temple at the Knicks. And Burke, she has wasted absolutely no time in getting to work with some of these signings, some of whom were made before she was announced as coach. And she talked about that quite a bit in the one-on-one chat that I had with her for the Dubcast. A link to that will be above our heads right now if you want to go have a look at that, where she sort of talked about the idea about, you know, the style of the club very much matching up with, you know, what she wants to do anyway. And so those signings, you know, aren't necessarily going to be a problem, right? Because she's, you know, they're going to fit nicely into, you know, the system she wants to do, the system that the club wants her to play as well. You know, so some of those, Macy Fraser, Pia Block, CJ Bott, Sabrita Bandari, Victoria Essen, Tasman Midag, Lucia Leon, all players who are coming in. Some of the notable outs include Annalie Longo to retirement, Carolina Valau departs as well, which means it will be the 5th starting goalkeeper for the Wellington Phoenix in just the 5 years they've existed. So another season with a new starting goalkeeper. Mibe Tanaka departs the club as well. Maya McCutcheon, Zoe McMeekin, and Olivia Ferguson, a couple of the other sort of notable out there as well. But some of the signings that or the players they're bringing back, Marissa Vandermeer returns to the club after a horror run with injuries. For her, Tiana Jaber, Grace Jale, the main train returns in MMA as well. Mackenzie Barry, Mania Elliott, Alyssa Wynnum, Lara Wall, Daisy Brasendale, all players coming back to the squad as well. So it's sort of like, again, as we, you know, there's sort of like that core there as well. But there are a lot of good signings that have come in for Bev Priestman's first season in charge work.
Yeah, I think the whole situation with Bev Priestman being the Wellington Phoenix coach, very long, convoluted. We all knew what was happening. So glad that it's over and that it's all been announced and done and dealt with. Her signings are solid. They're very solid. I wonder how she's going to utilize all of the players that she's got, and yeah, just how it's all going to pan out for the Knicks, because they've been a really fun, enjoyable side to watch, but they haven't yet cracked finals. So I wonder if Bev Priestman's going to be the coach that can take them there, and if she can't, who can?
It's an interesting one, right? And I put that question to her in our interview, which is, what are the expectations that the club has set for you? And I tried to get her to give an answer, and she wouldn't bite the question, right? Look, I believe that, you know, the expectation for the club is going to be at least to make the finals, given that they haven't done it before. And look, and I think this kind of leads into my burning question here as well for the Wellington Phoenix, is how will Bev Priestman adapt to club football? She's never coached club football before. All of her experiences at international level. She does have experience in youth development, having been the coach of the under-17s and under-20s Canada national team as well. So like this is not new territory for her in terms of dealing with players who are young, who, you know, need that development while you're trying to win things as well. You know, so I think finals are going to be achievable for the Phoenix here. I think that Bev Priestman's first foray into club football is going to be a good one. I think it's, and she touched on this as well in her interview, that it's the right environment for her to go into. The club is incredibly supportive of its women's program in the Wellington Phoenix. They give it basically the same resources to what they do the men's program. So, you know, the staff are full time. They've got everything working in their favour to actually crack on here with Bev Priestman as coach, make that inaugural finals appearance that they've been chasing for since they came into the competition. I think that they're going to do quite well this season, Burke. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, it's the whole switching between like club and country. It can work for managers, but it also can not work. We've seen, or at least I've seen, coaches go from club to international and it not pan out at all. Like, for example, Vlatko Andonovski with the US women's team, obviously his coaching of them wasn't great, but he's a fantastic club coach. He's back with Kansas City Current and they've won the Premier's Plate, I believe, and they've run away with the league. So I don't know if I've ever seen it go the other way, where they've only coached internationally and then come down to club level. So yeah, I don't know how it'll work. I hope it works for Wellington's sake. Like I said, they're really fun, or they have been really fun to watch. But it remains to be seen whether she can hack it at club level.
And look, I think she's more than aware of the challenges that await her at club level. But, you know, we're still in pre-season at the moment. She talked very much about how she's enjoying the differences, and I'll play a little bit of that interview for you now. This is your first stint as a club manager. You've only coached international sides previously, the under-17s, the under-20s with Canada. You're an assistant with England, and then the senior Canada job. What's been different in your couple of months in the role so far?
I think just the day-to-day flow, right? You used to like a 10-day camp or a major tournament, and you get that time to review and then refresh and then go again. I think I've really, really enjoyed being on the grass every day, and you have a bad session or a bad game and you can literally get straight back out there. So I've loved that, I think. But the first couple of weeks maybe taking some adjustment in terms of making sure I don't kill myself, kill my staff and kill the players by the time Christmas comes. So, but I've really enjoyed it. Like, love being on the pitch every day. You get your energy from players, and to see them every day has been great.
And how have you settled into life as the coach of the Wellington Phoenix?
Yeah, like loving it. Look, we're very, very lucky. We've got world-class facilities, and to come into them every single day, you just feel really grateful. So like world-class facilities, the players, the staff, yeah, I've been blown away actually in terms of just character and their ability as well. It's been fantastic. So I'm settling in nicely and looking forward. The season can't start soon enough, actually.
But coming out of that, I guess your burning question.
My burning question, I have two. My first one is not at all serious, which is, now that Annalie Longer has retired, whose dog is going to run onto the pitch? Does someone else have a dog that they can get to run onto the pitch? And my more serious question is, where do we think Wellington Phoenix are going to end this season? Are they going to crack finals, or are they still just out of the way?
So, we've touched on this. They've never made finals in their history. They finished 9th last season, 24 points, 9 off the pace. I think they're going to do it. And I think they'll do it quite comprehensively. I think I've got enough teams sort of jammed into like that 5 to 8 spot in the table that like I think
someone's got to go up. Someone's got to go up.
I think that the Phoenix will give top 4 a genuine crack. I think they will give it a genuine crack. I think they will make the finals. I think we're going to see them in the finals. I'm not going to be quite as brave as what I said last year, which is that I think they could make the grand final because I thought they'd made enough changes and started the season with enough gas that it looked like they could before they kind of fell away. But I think top four is a genuine shout, Burke, and is that something you agree with? Where do you think they'll be?
I don't know if I could say top four, but I have been also jamming a lot of people around a lot of clubs around mid-table, so I don't know, maybe I have to, unless they wooden spoon, but I don't imagine that. That'd be funny. But I don't imagine that happening in the
That would
slightest.
be disastrous. I think. I don't even think that would be funny at that point.
So, Burke, you're one to watch this season for the Wellington Phoenix.
My one to watch for the Wellington Phoenix is Lucia Leon, actually, who's come across from Adelaide United. I thought she was an excellent addition to Adelaide as a wing back, kind of whatever it is, modern wing back that they've got going on. So yeah, I think she'll also be a really great feature for the Wellington Phoenix, provided Bev Priestman wants to utilise her the same way Adrian Stenter did.
Yep, I can see why you've chosen Lucia Leon. For me, I think my one to watch is going to be Marissa Vandermeer. I want to see how she does on return to the club. I want to see how she does after her injury troubles. We saw what she could be before she got injured. I'm very much keen to see what she can be after she returns and exactly how Bev Priestman is prepared to utilize her. I think that there is quite the player there, and so if she can kick on, I think she could be a smoky for the Wellington Phoenix player of the season.
I think that's a great shout. I've been very, very intrigued to see how she returns, because she did her ACL and then got back and then immediately did her ACL again, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah,
which
that
is
sounds
just
about right. Yes,
sucks, rubbish, awful. But yeah, I mean, her persistence and perseverance alone is enough to tell me that she's going to have a great season.
Yep. And if you liked our Wellington Phoenix preview, you can have a look at the rest of the A-League Women previews here. If you want to listen to more of our chat with Bev Priestman, you can do so by clicking the tile here on your screen, which will take you to that one as well.